Thanks for joining us for Issues and Answers. I'm Ian Boyne. Today we talk about the levels of pregnancy among our young girls. We have with us the Executive Director of the Women's Center of Jamaica Foundation, Zoe Simpson, as well as the Regional Advisor for Sexual and Reproductive Health at the United Nations Population Fund, Dr. Mario Aguilar. We thank you for your company. Good to have you on the show.
Good to be here.
Dr. Aguilar, I want to start with you to give us the regional perspective of this issue. Is it a growing concern, adolescent pregnancy?
It's a very serious concern. Statistics based on the studies made by UNICEF, WHO, the Mona University, and also UNFPA has proved that about for every 100 pregnancies, about 20, depends on who do you read, is between 18 to 21% of them are pregnancies associated with girls who are 15 to 19 years of age. So that's a serious issue. Then you have to take in consideration that a girl at that young stage is not physically developed, is not physically prepared to be a mother. So it's not only about the physical aspect, but the emotional aspect, the economical aspect, the social aspect. This is so the burden for that person is higher than for an adult woman. For example, a young girl who is pregnant, the chances for that young girl to end up in a C-section is higher than a full developed woman, because the pelvis is not big enough to allow to have the normal delivery of a baby. The second one, most of the time the young girls, when they get pregnant, they want to hide that pregnancy. So they don't seek for antenatal care.
That's right.
As a result, because they don't have the appropriate antenatal care, there is no way that the medical doctors or the nurses can detect potential problems during delivery or during the pregnancy. There is a high risk also of what is called postpartum depression, and is higher in young girls than in adult women. Hemorrhage during delivery. So you see there is a lot of medical aspects and also social aspects that really affect that.
Yes. How is UNFPA dealing with this challenge?
Okay.
Is your strategy?
Yes, we are
to combat this?
supporting CARICOM with a regional strategy. They call it Integrated Regional Strategy to Reduce Adolescent Pregnancy in the English and Dutch-speaking Caribbean. And basically, it's a program that started 3 years ago with a series of consultation with different actors, medical doctors, people who work in the ministries of health, universities, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Finances. First of all, to identify what are the causes of adolescent pregnancy. And then, based on the causes of adolescent pregnancy, getting the solutions. And they brought the idea of having 5 pillars. That's 5 basic concepts that can reduce adolescent pregnancy. Number 1 is to increase the accessibility and availability of reproductive health services and commodities for young people. The second one is to increase the access to information about sexuality education, about sexuality education. The third one is to review all the laws around the region that hamper the access to reproductive health services for young people. The number 4 is to do an awareness in the society about the harmful practices, cultural practices that affects young girls. And the third one is try to create a South-to-South cooperation program to see best practices in other regions to try to see if those are adaptable to a region.
This is the Jamaican case. How are we doing in that area? Is the concern growing, or have we been leveling off? What is the situation in Jamaica?
I think we're doing fairly well in terms of addressing the issue. If we recall that in 1978, when the Women's Center program was conceptualized and when it was established, at that time the teen pregnancy rate was at 31, 32, 33%. After all these years though and the various interventions, it's now down in 2008, I think it was when we had the last research done, the rate's now down to 18%. No, that's a far
Yes, a significant drop.
significant drop down.
Yes.
And we're trending down because like now
We're trending down.
I want to think so outside of the research, really want to think so based on the recruitment patterns that we're finding. Excuse me. In about 5 years ago, we had like 1,500 girls registered in the program across Ireland.
Yes. How many centers across
We
Ireland?
have 7 main centers and 11 outreach stations. We are in
Okay.
all the parishes.
You're in all the
because
parishes
all
now?
the parishes. The mandate of the program is for the girls to continue their education during the pregnancy, be reintegrated into the formal school system, and complete their secondary education. There's just no way to negotiate around the education of an adolescent mother. So I was making the point earlier that years ago we had 5 years ago we had 1,500 girls, and then after that we had 402, then 1,400, then 1,376. Our last count was 1,288. And yes, we do not see all the girls, mind you, but then we also keep a tab on the girls who do not access the program, and we are really recognizing that the numbers are trending down. Another thing we're finding is that the girls are getting pregnant at a later age. Yes, so 16 plus 17, and the dynamics around that is at 17 they would have been out of secondary school. So I'm not so sure again. Some research must be done now to really get a better picture, a scientific picture as to what exactly is happening adolescent pregnancy. We really don't want the girls pregnant, and so we're happy to see the numbers trending down, mind you. But there's a lot more work to be done in terms of getting our girls where they
Any
need to
new
be.
initiatives from the Women's Center?
What's jumping in my mind right away is the reintegration policy that was accepted by Cabinet in 2013. And by virtue of the policy, it is mandatory for all the girls to regain their spaces in the high schools.
That's
Prior to
important.
2013, we had to beg and beseech, and you know, we stood the risk of principals telling us, I'm very sorry, doors closed, missed opportunity. Now, by virtue of the policy, her space is there and she goes back to school. So what we do now is to send the names of the girls who have completed the program, the first part of the program. We send those names down to the Ministry of Education, and the education officers are the ones who now find the space for the girls and just inform us that girl A is at school A, kind of a thing. So that's one thing. I want to make the point too that the girls who were registered to sit their CXCs, they are also part of the program. So we have the CSEC program, and the center in Kingston is an examination site. So a girl is in grade 11, she's pregnant, she really can come to the Women's Center where she's allowed the opportunity to sit her exams. We prepare her for the exams. The girls from rural would come to the Kingston Center, and there's a dormitory in prior years that the girls would be at for during the course of the week, and then they go home. What we're finding in recent times, the girls are not wanting to come from, say, Montego Bay, any rural site, to Kingston, but the crime rates, I suppose, are higher. And then, too, they do not want to leave their babies for a whole stretch of a week even, and the expense of commuting each week even. So what we're now doing is we're taking the education to them. You see, they really do not have to defer their CXCs for a whole year because they're rural and pregnant, kind of a thing. So now we're by distant learning, and that's something that is really catching on across the globe. We are transmitting the tutoring from Kingston to the centers in the rural countries.
Lots of things happening in terms of tackling the issue of adolescent pregnancy in Jamaica. That's the issue we are discussing. We take a break, but we'll be right back.
Hello everyone, you're watching Issues and Answers with Ian Boyne, the program where you get all your information about current affairs and government programs and policies.
Parents, take your place. Talk to your child about sex.
Adolescent pregnancy is the issue we're discussing today on Issues and Answers. Ms. Simpson, the achievements of your center over the last 37 years, what have been some of the significant achievements?
Since the last 37 years, we have seen in excess of 46,000 adolescent mothers. Right? I think that is really commendable because it's not just the girl now, it's the girl and her baby.
Yes.
So for every girl, you're thinking two, even. So then to rescue so many of our adolescents, I think is commendable, if I may say, blow my own our own trumpets, mind you. But then too, I want to hasten to say that the second pregnancy rate among those girls who participate in the Women's Center program has remained well below 2% since inception. So as the research
below
shows,
2%?
below 2%.
It's a phenomenal success.
Thank you very much. The girls who come to the Women's Center are less likely to have a repeat pregnancy as against those girls who do not come. And that's the reason why we encourage the girls to come to this program of intervention. This is where it's happening for teen mothers.
Ms. Simpson, that is so effective apparently. What is it about the program?
We understand the adolescent and the dynamics of the pregnancy, and we understand that this is a mistake, and so it's already bad. She feels bad about herself. Her self-esteem is really down in the gutters. The society does not any longer need to be dumping more things. She feels bad about this. Contrary to popular belief, these girls are not less ambitious than anybody else. They're not bad and cruel and kind of, they made a mistake. A lot of things are happening in these adolescent years. And unfortunately, the society has not prepared these girls, and the boys too, mind you, to come to terms with these issues that face them as adolescents even. Sex is all over the place and in their faces and in their spaces. So they're invited to have sex, but they're not told how, and the repercussions and so on. The girls who come to us, they are frightened by this thing that's happening inside of them. So they come to the Women's Center because they know, and we allow them to feel that, hey, so you're pregnant, it's not the end of your world. You can get up and square your shoulders and put on your spike heel later on and get your handbag and face society and face other hurdles. So we prepare them with these skills to be able to navigate the other issues that confront them out, even out beyond this pregnancy. And so we help them to recognize that they must get up. And we will walk beside you. And we encourage the parents to do the same. And we encourage the wider society to do the same. So we really applaud those girls who leave their homes, and yes, it's showing and everybody's knowing now, and they feel bad, and the parents also feel disappointed, and the community feels disappointed. But we're saying to them, hey, this is only 9 months. Mind you, you have the child for the rest of his or her life and so on. But you can go on. And another success we have, the majority of these girls go back and complete. And that's what we really applaud. So they come back to us in their uniforms and they feel so good. It's a vast difference now from when they came to us crying in tears and everything, and when they go back to school and they come back and say, hey, look at me now, kind of a thing. And any profession that you can think of, you would find a past student of the Women's Center.
Absolutely.
Any profession. And we encourage them to live your dream, girl. Get up and live your dream. You can do it. And which is why we also encourage the past students to come back and let the girls who are now going through this recognize that, hey, I did it. So guess what? Hey, my girl, you can do it too.
You can do it. Okay. Yeah. Doc, we want to talk about some of the other effects, though, of adolescent pregnancy. Not just on the girls themselves, but on the society. Give us a sense of why this is something we should avoid.
Adolescent pregnancy is not a problem just for the girl who is pregnant or the family of the girl or the father of the baby. It's a society issue also. It's a very serious issue in regards of the future. And I would like to share with you a study made by CARICOM in 2009 that is related with the cost related with adolescent pregnancy. And it literally says, in addition to depriving adolescent of fully exercising their rights and growing to their fullest potential, the cost and benefits of investing in young people includes a direct effect in the GDP. They found that the direct cost per adolescent mother in the Caribbean was approximately $2,000 per year. The total cost in the region is then about $2.4 percent of the GDP.
GDP?
But if you add all the opportunities cost of adolescent girls that they are not growing to the full potential,
Opportunities
that
lost.
climbs up to 12.3%.
Oh, so the opportunity cost is high.
So it's not only about a health issue, which
Not
is
a
a
health-
very serious
issue.
issue.
You have highlighted that.
Not only for the mother, but also for the baby. The percentage of newborn deaths is higher the younger the women are than when the woman is mature.
Yes.
The fact that they don't have a good nutrition during pregnancy
Yes,
because they want to
stunted
hide the
development.
pregnancy, that also affect the baby. Folic acid. Lack of folic acid is associated with spina bifida or neural tube disorders. And most of the young girls who are in reproductive age, they don't intake folic acid. So this is something that it really affect the population. And the products of those pregnancy are the future of the country.
That's true. Absolutely.
So we cannot just think that it's not a problem. It's a serious
So
problem.
it's a depletion of our human capital.
Absolutely.
The Women's Center of Jamaica Foundation Executive Director Zoe Simpson has been here with us, as well as the Regional Advisor for Sexual and Reproductive Health at the United Nations Population Fund, Dr. Mario Aguilar. We've been talking about adolescent pregnancy. It was good to have your company. Next week I'll be back. Until then, Ian Boyne wishing you a pleasant day.